Hanging silently in space, the world in the shadow of the blue star was once a lonely, barren place, unfit for habitation. However, Althena took pity on that world and transformed it into a place of beauty and wonder. She called the new world Lunar. Time and circumstance conspired to force Althena to populate Lunar with people from the blue star, and, just as on the world from which they came, life was held in a delicate balance. Through times of peace, war, chaos, and battle, the blue star loomed as the only constant in the new world. Thousands of years passed, burying the origin and purpose of the blue star in the sands of time. Eventually, inhabitants of Lunar forgot why the blue star was there or how it came to be, until a girl awakened that could join the two worlds, or tear them apart forever.
Hey yo guys, what's crackalackin'? It's Cryptocosis here today, and we'll be doing a video on old school gaming. And today we are featuring a Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. Lunar 2 is a remake of the original Lunar 2 Eternal Blue, which was out during 1994. I think on one of the older consoles, and it was remade into this one Complete Edition in 1998 for the Sega Saturn, and then it was ported to PS1 in 1999 and further translated into English in the year 2000 for the North American market. As with the first game, Lunar 2 features an enormous amount of material appealing to game players on a personal level. Character development for each of the roles in the game is really top notch. The voice over dubbing and the voice acting is really good. And not to mention the soundtrack in the game, and the music of the game is really nice. I myself have one of the, I do have the original soundtrack still, and it's still working really well in CD form. In fact, I think you can actually download them, or you can purchase them digitally from the net. But let's go through some scenes from Lunar 2, and we'll see what's it like. Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. Set 1000 years after the events of the Silver Star, the game follows the adventure of Hiro, a young explorer and adventurer who meets Lucia, a visitor from the faraway Blue Star, thus becoming entangled in a mission to stop Zophar, an evil, all-powerful being, from destroying the world. During his journey across the world of Lunar, Hiro and Lucia are joined by an ever-expanding cast of supporting characters, including some from its predecessor, Silver Star Complete. So basically Lunar 2 is, as with all other JRPGs, you're supposed to save the world from total destruction by a evil supreme being, and Lunar 2 is nonetheless short of that. You take on the role of the main protagonist, Hiro, who is an adventurer and an explorer, and somehow he ends up meeting this girl, her name is Lucia, and apparently she's like the savior of the planet, where she is supposed to give life to the planet whenever it's on the brink of death or something like that. But due to this evil presence, Zophar, who has appeared and is trying to destroy this world, Lunar, Lucia, awoken from her deep sleep, like I think a few years earlier than she's supposed to. So and they end up meeting each other and going on a long journey, meeting other characters as well, who helps them complete the journey. And obviously the final end boss will be this bad guy, Zophar. The Lunar series are actually famous for their hand-drawn graphics for cutscenes, and as you can tell, in this game, it's actually really high-quality anime during the time it was released, of course. I mean, obviously now there are like better graphics for hand-drawn anime-stylish cutscenes, but during that time in the year 2000, this is like considered one of the top-notch, top-notch cutscenes for JRPGs. And look at just the voice acting before was really, really good compared to some of the games right now. You can actually see it goes well with the setting, the voice tone, and everything. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she should be a famous voice actress as well. I think a quick Google search can actually show you what who is actually voice acting for her.
Something's gone terribly wrong.
I mean, look, just the soundtrack alone is really awe-inspiring. You know, even from like small cutscenes to in-game cutscenes, the music is just really, really nice.
Ruby, did you say something?
Oh, great. Don't tell me you're hearing voices now.
I'm sure I heard something. I should have brought Grandpa's chisel. This is way harder than I thought. Ugh.
Hurry up and get the dragon's eye. The timer's almost run out on the trap.
Trap? What trap? Ah! Why didn't you tell me about that earlier?
I did, but you were too wrapped up in getting the jewel to listen.
Oh yeah, the jewel. Hold on, I've almost got it.
Hurry, Hiro.
There, I got it.
What's that rumbling?
Oh no! The exit's closing! Hurry!
Oh, Hiro, don't die on me. You just can't die.
I'm okay, Ruby. It's just a few bruises.
Okay, that's it. No more exploring for us. I can't do this anymore, Hiro. We always end up getting in some sort of
Shh! Ruby! Listen!
What?
Ah! Come on, Ruby, let's get out of here! Well, looks like you've caught us in another messy situation. Oh, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, my name is Hiro, and the flying cat is named Ruby. She says she's actually a baby red dragon, but I don't know if I quite believe her. She doesn't care though. We've been friends for what seems like forever. My grandfather Gwen is an archaeologist who taught us how to explore ancient ruins like this. Well, not exactly like this. Grandpa'd have a coronary if he saw me in this kind of danger, but you get the idea. I think it's so cool that these dungeons and ruins that time forgot can be found and explored by someone like me. The world I live in today is a result of things that happened long ago. Someday, I'll gather enough information from ruins like these to prove that.
Well, now there you have it. The lightheartedness of the Lunar series. In all Lunar series, you do get cutscenes like the one before. It's really good voice acting, and it's so comical that sometimes you can actually laugh when you play, or emit a soft chuckle here and there. It's not to say that the story is not rich and it's always just like stupidly fun. There are actually emotional times throughout the game where there are like certain scenes or situations that occur that actually has that really deep feeling of emotions pouring out of from yourself, right? But up next is short gameplay for Luna 2. Yeah, where you actually take on the role of the main protagonist Hiro, which is an adventurer and explorer in the world of Lunar. Yeah, currently you see right now is the world map, and granted the graphics are not like really great, and even for its time, but it does make up for its compelling story and lively characters, rich dialogue, good and very good voice acting, of course, and definitely its soundtrack. If you see this statue here and it blinks, that's the Athena statue, and where Athena is actually the goddess of Lunar, where the inhabitants of Lunar pray to, and every time you touch it, your HP and MP will be refilled completely, right? And this scene right here is where it's a battle scene for Lunar, and it's actually quite unique in a sense. You move across the map and you have like given range. It will increase as you level up, and you can have like more than one number of attacks as well. If you notice, see I'm hitting the rock twice. Obviously this number of attacks will increase as well as you level up. I think in later you can see the level up screen when I do actually level up, and I can actually point out the differences to you. But yeah, the battle system in Lunar it's really unique on its own. All Lunar series have the same battle system, even Silver Star Complete. Now, I haven't played the original Lunar 2 Eternal Blue before, but there are actually several changes, which I won't go through in depth here. I just, in short, there is like more cutscenes in the original than this, but the remake has longer cutscenes, you know. The story unfolds from the perspective of Hiro, a teenage archaeologist who resides in the Salian desert with his grandparent and adolescent dragon champion, well, Ruby, as mentioned before. The game begins with Hiro and Ruby pilfering a dragon's eye jewel from one of the several ancient ruins in their region. That was the comical cutscene earlier which you saw. The escapade ends when Hiro inadvertently setting off a trap that forces them to flee from the ruins and ultimately prevents their return. So they are like stuck at this desert dungeon place. But yeah, I mean, further on to the game, it expands. And when you first meet your grandpa, Gwen, I think the name was, yeah, and that's exact same point in the earlier cutscene where Lucia awoke. So she has to travel to Lunar to stop whatever evil is manifesting and everything, and then it goes unfold with the story as well, where Hiro meets up with her, and then they realize that they have to begin their journey together to stop the evil from destroying the world and what have not. There are numerous casts in this game. Obviously there are this main hero, Lucia, and furthermore characters which you can use and you can control them in your party. While the cast's primary personalities remain intact for the English release, some changes such as colorful language, jokes, and double extenders were added to their speech to make the game more comical. Obviously, the primary supporting characters include the servants of the earlier mentioned goddess Athena, the creator of Luna, which have thought to have vanished centuries ago. She appears and she manifests in mortal form to lead her people. As with every other Lunar series, especially Silver Star, Lunar 2 Eternal Blue is a love story wherein obviously the main character Hiro falls in love with the main heroine Lucia, but due to circumstances she's not supposed to be on this world yet. When she has completed her task of defeating Zofar, the ultimate evil from destroying the planet, she has to actually go back to slumber, back on the blue star where she's from, right? In case I missed it out earlier, Lucia is actually from a moon which is called the blue star surrounding this Lunar, this planet, and she's from there, and she sort of beams herself towards Lunar to stop, to investigate and stop the evil from destroying Lunar. So yeah, well, as with every love story, you know, either one of them will have to leave, and the other one will be like heartbroken and sad, and somehow maybe I don't know. I don't want to spoil how it ends, but you should actually try this game out, which is on the PS1. Obviously, you cannot, unless you have a working PlayStation 1 right now and you have the CD, you can play it. But other options will be to emulate it on your PC you can actually get the PlayStation 1 PSX emulator, and it's free to download from the net. You can get the ISO off the net as well for Lunar 2 and start playing this awesome story yourself. Yeah, Lunar 2 Eternal Blue has generally received really well reviews, and the reception for it is really great. In fact, it has sold like quite a number of copies during its launch, even though the price in Japan was like about 9,900 yen, about $100. Yeah, and in fact actually sold really well during the first debut. Obviously that was the collector's edition, or the first launch edition, with like extra copies of bonus materials and stuff. I think they included a soundtrack as well. But it still became the second highest selling Sega CD game in Japan, and the third highest selling worldwide. Anyway guys, that's it for the short introduction. I'll leave the last part of the video for you guys to experience the really nice and awesome soundtrack it has. So do keep watching. Well, there you have it guys, Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete Edition for PlayStation 1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's just a rather short introduction to the series, which I will be doing more gameplay on if I find the time to actually play further into the game. But yep, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Cryptocosis signing off again for more awesome gaming. Peace out, my friends.